There we go. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. There we go. Okay. Should be working now. Okay, welcome back everybody for the third round of the Le Mans Ultimate Championship here in Lightning Speed Racing. This is the third round, as I said, in Imola. We are very excited about having a very healthy grid for this event because there, I believe, are 18 hypercar racers and 13, 14 LMGT3, 14, I think. So really excited about this. I think we got a pretty good grid size, got a pretty good stacked field, a lot of new faces to the grid as well, and a lot of quick drivers out on track. We have returning drivers from last week at Qatar, and then of course we have drivers that are coming in that haven't made the season quite yet. A lot to talk about. We're a little late on the qualifying side of things. I'm just gonna make sure I post the link to the stream in the Discord. Usually qualifying, I try and like get out all the streams and stuff like that, and then we officially start the commentary once like 5 minutes goes. Hold on, there we go. Okay, that took a moment, but we are here. Welcome everybody to another LSR stream. Saturday we are doing two different streams, one for LMU, one for F1. The other two F1 streams are coming. Currently we are in qualifying with around 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. These are all entirely new graphics as well, by the way, guys. So I'm trying to figure out all the details when it comes to that. Currently right now, Ponset has the fastest time in the 38 Cadillac. Actually, nope. It was Ponset. Now it is DC in the number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963, who goes to the top of the standings. Very good lap time actually by the Porsche. Now it is actually Jerome who goes fastest. So there's a few. I think the stream might be a little bit delayed from what I have right now, but things are going quickly. So DC went to the top. Let's see who's next. I think it should be Jerome. Jerome going faster than the Porsche, the number 6 car. We have 2 Penske entries in this race, by the way. Jerome is a reserve driver stepping in to the number 5 car. And that, I believe he's replacing MKB as the official Porsche driver. We have the 2 BMWs on screen right now, the 15 and the 20. First time that's happened this season as well. Maybe the 15 trying to give a little bit of slipstream to his teammate Fritz Morowitz. And Fritz is starting his lap. Hopefully the 15 gets out of the way. It should. There we go. Perfect. That was a little bit of slipstream. Very nicely done. Currently, a lot of hypercar drivers here. We have some new faces to the grid as well. Actually, let's move on to just the hypercar, and then we'll move into LMGT3 in just a second. So here right now, we have all the hypercar drivers in the session. I believe there might be 1 or 2 more joining later on. At the moment, DC holds the fastest time with a 1:30.2. That's his name over in Discord, by the way. Got a lot of new drivers in this field, as I mentioned. Let's see here. We have Calestillo, also known as Huki, I believe. Hold on a second. I'm sorry if I mispronounced some of your names. But driving the Ferrari for the first time. So that's nice to see. Let's actually go on board with the 51 Ferrari just for a second real quickly. If I can get the camera. Oh, my goodness. It's hard to move a lot of the cameras here because this is all a new process for me. But he's driving the 51 Ferrari today. We have 2 entries from the Scuderia here in Italy, the 50 and the 51. 50, of course, won last time out at Qatar. That was Frukov in the number 50 car, who currently sits in P5 on board with him right now as he weaves his way through some of the LMGT3 traffic. Let's see here. I want to see if we can get a good lap time as well. By the way, share the stream wherever you want. And if I didn't already mention, I'm Formula Jonah, one of the league founders, league owners of Lightning Speed Racing, commentating here until we find a full-time commentator. But yeah, new entire lineup for Toyota Gazoo Racing, by the way. The 7 and the 8 have new drivers. So great to see that Toyota's finally here. It's been 2 races without, a little bit of contact between these 2 drivers, and there's a little bit too much contact. Dre, unfortunately, getting in the way of Frukov there. That might be a penalty for the BMW, but Frukov gonna have to go out again, unfortunately. So let's move on to our LMGT3 field for just a second here. Switch over to the GT3 category. If I can get that. There we go. So currently, Leclerc holds the fastest time. That's Smolka, our champion from last season, by the way, viewers. He is currently out on track in the number 60 Iron Lynx Mercedes. Only 1 Mercedes on the grid today. I think. Wherever Smolka was. Smolka's here. And the other car, the 63, I think it is. Where is the 63, actually? Oh, that was Darwizzi. Never mind. Darwizzi's not here today. I forgot. He decided he couldn't be able to make it, unfortunately. But that's okay. So right now, it is Mercedes, Lexus, Aston Martin, Lexus, Porsche. That is the top 5 at the moment. Watch out for Yoker as well in the Lexus, the 87 car. Let's quickly switch to him. He is currently in 4th at the time being, as it stands. He's actually in the pit lane from what it seems like, but he is the driver that won last time out at Qatar. So watch out for him. He's going to be the driver to watch today at Imola as well. Great to see a fellow, oh, well, he doesn't have the car right here on screen. That's a glitch in the LMU game. But great to see that Mora is here, a driver who I usually commentate with in live streams on the Formula Jonah YouTube channel. He also has a great YouTube channel we can check out. It's called Mora GP. We'll link it in the description down below when I get a chance. But great to see him here. He is actually in the BMW, not a Porsche. That car that you're seeing right now is a glitch for the LMU game. It will be fixed. Ford is finally back on track. They had a disastrous event at Qatar for both Poulsen, and I believe the other driver wasn't here. But yes, very unfortunate event for Ford and Proton Competition at Qatar. They're hoping to bounce back stronger. They said that after the Qatar event that they're going to bounce back here at Imola. And we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look with our mixed multi-class field graphic here to see what we have. So currently DC continues to hold the fastest time, a 1:30.269 in the number 6 Porsche 963. DC was one of our quickest drivers in the session. Let's actually switch over to the Porsche. Where is he? There he is. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. His teammate is at the top, the other Porsche, Jerome. Jerome is currently leading away with a 1:30.2. Jerome was one of our fastest drivers from the grid last season, racing for Peugeot. He's racing as a reserve today, but he is extremely, extremely quick. And watch out for him. He's going to be a driver to watch out for. Porsche, in general, need a lot of points. They have not had the season that they were looking for. In fact, both Jerome and DC are kind of newcomers. Ooh, Jerome goes a little bit off the track there. I think a little bit too wide up here at Tella, but he's able to get back out on track. And I think he might be done from the session. But Porsche haven't had a lot of success so far. DC and Jerome haven't partaken in a session quite yet. Ponce is coming into the pit lane. He's done. Let's catch up with our third place sitter right now. Nothing from him. Guriard in the number 7 Toyota is also done. Pretty much everybody is done. Let's take a look with the number 6 Porsche. DC, this is the full-time 963 from Porsche Penske Motorsport. He goes a little bit off the track, so I think he's done. We have one of the Peugeots in the session as well. Both Peugeots, actually, in the session. Great to see them. It seems like they are done. Over in LMGT3, Leclerc has the fastest time, otherwise known as Smolka, our champion from last season, of course. Wonderful performance from Lexus and Akotis ASP. Joker and Perez both are in the top 5. Great to see that, of course. Bergquist was a driver that really stood out as well. Watch out for him across this session as well, across this race. 60 minutes are coming up, viewers, for the Imola 60-minute event. This is round 3 of the Le Mans Ultimate Season 3 Championship. Next time out, we are heading to Le Mans with an even bigger grid size than this. We have 30 full-time drivers currently on the grid, I believe. Oh, actually, no, we don't. We have 28, to be precise. I believe we had another driver that was supposed to be joining, the number 7 Toyota. Actually, no, the number 8. But I'm not sure where he is. He was here, but he had to go because I believe he unfortunately had his PC crash. So we are getting ready for the 60 minutes of Imola. A lot to look forward to in this event. Also, I want to keep an eye on one particular driver in this race, Marcus. Bringing Isotta Fraschini finally to the grid. I love Isotta Fraschini, and it is great to see that they are finally on the grid with a car. Full-time driver is Marcus. He just got into that car today, actually. We signed him up earlier. So the top 5 in Hypercar is Jerome, pole sitter in the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963. Cadillac on the front row as well with Ponce. Ponce looking to take Cadillac and extend their championship lead. Then Perdozo, Mario Perdozo in the Alpine, who finished 3rd last time out. And then, of course, we have Henry Guriard. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm sorry if I pronounce wrong names here. I've really tried. I'm American, so that's my excuse. Our champion from last season, Frukoff, in the number 50 Ferrari, on track as well, in the top 5. Over in LMGT3, we have our pole sitter, of course, in the race, moving over to them. Smolka in the Mercedes. Then comes Joker in that Lexus, the winner from last time out at Qatar. Mora 3rd. Then we have Bonalumi in the Porsche. And, of course, Nico Perez rounding off the top 5. But let's move up to our finishers, or our top positions here. We have the biggest grid size we have seen in hypercars thus far. The grid is starting. The Porsche is going to lead this field away. We're hoping for a clean start to this event. Aston Martin are present with 2 cars. Toyota are here. Porsche are here. Ferrari are here. Alpine, Cadillac, Peugeot, Isotta Fraschini, Aston Martin, etc. BMW. There are so many cars out on track, and we're really excited about this. So, Jerome gonna lead the field away here in the beautiful country of Italy, in the Emilia-Romagna region of the Italian province, here in Imola, just outside of Bologna. I'm Formula Jonah, your commentator this evening or day, wherever you are in the world. We have a stacked grid of full-time racers and reserves to take this green for the Imola 60-minute event. Let's do this here in Lightning Speed Racing. Jerome, it's all on you. Where are the green flags? They are there. Jerome leads the field away, but Ponce gets a great start. Actually, he's going to lead the field away. The Cadillacs takes the lead at the start. Brilliant stuff from Ponce in that V-Series R. The number 38 car is going to take the lead. Mario is going to go off the track, goes a little bit wide, and the third place finisher is down the order there, unfortunately. So the Alpine is off the track. You can see him off in the distance there. He's going to come back. A Lamborghini, meanwhile, is facing the wrong way. A little bit of chaos, it seems, in the LMGT3 field. Let's catch up with them. See how that goes. Oh, a lot of chaos, actually. As an Aston Martin is off the track, there are a few cars going down the order. Hopefully, everybody's okay. Similar to what we saw in the Imola event in the WEC some while ago, but it's not too bad. So we had a couple cars around. That was Luna, the Isotta Fraschini, and Mark Lon, who I think is out of the race. That is not good news for the Aston Martin. Already out of the race just within the first few corners. That is horrible. Did he have contact? Did he retire on his own? I'm not really sure. I saw an Aston Martin facing the wrong way, but I wonder if that was him or his teammate, who's in the 009, flatline that is. We'll catch up with him in a bit. But Ponce currently has a 5/10 gap to Jerome in the number 5 Porsche. Then comes Frukoff in the first of the Ferrari 499P entries. DC follows in the number 6 Porsche. So Casemiro, that's DC, in the number 6. We're going to catch up with him in just a second here. He's got pressure from the number 7 Toyota. Then comes Mendoza in the Aston Martin. That's Flatline, otherwise known as in the Discord. Getting a little bit of glitching on my screen, probably because of... I'm not really sure why that's the case. But a little bit of lag going on from the LMU side of things. This is a new program I'm running as well, but I believe it might be LMU that's actually glitching. Hopefully it's not glitching for you guys. Let me know if it is in the comments below. 57 minutes still to go. Long way into this race, but it is as close as ever. Let's take a moment to admire the wonderful LMGT3 field. Joker in that Lexus is right on the back of the Mercedes that's currently leading us away. I forget how to change the onboard view, but I believe it might be, let's see, if I can just get the, I don't know where it is. I have to find it. But Ponce continues to lead the way in the number 38 Cadillac, but he's got Jerome right behind in that number 5 Porsche. Very good stuff from these two out in front. Frukoff, who won last time out by quite a lot, is actually dropping back a little bit from these two out in front. So things are going well in the hypercar field for Cadillac and Porsche. The top 5 are all different manufacturers except the number 6 Porsche, which is sharing the top 5 with the teammate number 5 car. Very good stuff. Let's see here. There we go. I think some of the sounds of the cars were mixed up. Okay, let's see here. So right now, Ponce continues to lead the way. Our closest battle is mainly in the LMGT3 field. Let's take a look with this Joker right behind in that beautiful RCF GT3 in the number 87 car, of course. The Swiss racer challenging Smolka in the number 60 pole-sitting Mercedes. Lexus versus Mercedes, a battle that has lasted not just in the hypercar, the racing world, but the real-life road car world as well. Mercedes and Lexus have always been rivals in that sense. Meanwhile, good news for Lamborghini. Johnny Luna is coming back through the field. He's currently in 12th as it stands in the hypercar field, 14th overall, trying to make his way through the field. He's trying to get past these two drivers. Jarvis Coyd is doing the same with Dre. Where's the BMW? There he is. And then we have that Isotta Fraschini, who I think did come into the pit lane with that beautiful red and black livery, that is. Contact at the start, I believe, prevented them from coming through the field. Switch on board with the battle in LMGT3, Mercedes versus Lexus. This is going quite well for the Mercedes and Lexus team. Lexus in particular going strong with Joker and Nico Perez. Nico Perez 4th position right now, challenging for 3rd with Bonalumi. Bonalumi in his home race, the Italian, of course, in the Iron Dames Porsche. Moving back up to our hypercar field, let's take a look and see how this is going. I'm actually going to switch it completely to the hypercar standings for just a moment here so you get an idea. This is what it stands as of right now. Oh, the Peugeot has been forced off the track in a battle here. Here comes the battle for P1, though. Joker has taken the lead in LMGT3, but Smolka tried to come back at him in that Mercedes AMG GT3. Let's catch up with this battle right here. This is getting really intense. Joker defends the line very well. Smolka, it was looking to make the move into turn 9 at Puretella, but that's not the case right now. Heading into the Variante Alta chicane. They might have an opportunity. Still a little bit of glitching going on my screen, so if I apologize if I'm not like 100% there with the content. And that's because the stream keeps glitching every once in a while. I'm not really sure why, but let me see if I can actually. There we go. Hold on a second. Okay, that's a better view. I got a better view of the action here. Let's catch up with Ponset in the leading Cadillac. If I can move, the scoring's not allowing me to move. It's taking me a moment. Come on. There we go. The Cadillac right there in the mix with the Porsche for the win. Oh, Jerome looking really, really close right now to fighting with these drivers. They have to go around a Ford Mustang that is in the middle of the track. This is what multi-class racing is all about. Let's switch to multi-class real quickly so we can get an idea of where everyone is. So Joker leads by 1 second to Smolka in the Mercedes. Right behind in second, Ponset leads in Hypercar. Meanwhile, further down the field in Hypercar, the gaps are kind of spread out as it stands right now. Okay, definitely the LMU game that is glitching here, viewers. That is what's going on with my screen, at least. I'm not sure why LMU is glitching so much. Maybe it's just a big grid size or something like that. I don't know. Meanwhile, in LMGT3, if I can switch over to that real quickly. Let's actually take a look at LMGT3 just alone without the hypercar field as of right now. 51 minutes to go, by the way, viewers. We're counting down. The leaders are separated by 1.7 seconds. Joker has a good lead from Smolka in the Mercedes in second. Let's catch up with another driver in the field of LMGT3 real quickly. Mora is sitting in 6th as it stands. Lovely camera shot. He's being overtaken by the Isotta Fraschini, who goes a little bit wide there. Very, very close. Mora sporting the Team Bend unique livery that was featured on the car at the start of the season. This is the only M4 in the field. The second one, driven by Phil, I believe, isn't able to come from what it seems. McLaren are also represented in the field, if I didn't mention already. The 59 car, that is, of Kyle. Kyle is in that beautiful Defeat Meningitis livery 720S GT3 entry. It's hard to remember all the names of the cars, viewers. He's got blue flags, though, because there are a few entries that are coming through the field as it stands right now. Let's actually switch on to the other drivers here, and let's get the mixed multi-class grid. There we go. Frukov. Oh, and there's actually a move going on here. The Toyota has got past the Porsche. I didn't see that on screen. So the Porsche has moved down to 6th. Watch out for the second Ferrari as well. That's Castillo in the 51. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Castillo in the 51 car is up to 6th from starting at the back of the field. So that's the second 499T, the number 51 entry. He's new to the field. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just get some of the data out on screen. There we go. Okay. Trying to figure out how to switch to onboard cameras, but I don't remember how in this little screen. Good news as well for Isotta Fraschini. Their entry has finally caught up to the overall leaders in terms of the positions. It's now ahead of the LMGT3 Traffic and moving through the field. And I believe another entry should be coming up through the field as well. Bad news for one of the Peugeot entries. Jarvis Coyd is out of the race in the number 93 entry. Unfortunate to see that. Also, I'm not really sure where the second Peugeot is on track. Oh, it's 7th. Okay, it's 7th on the field. So, still good news for the number 94 crew. So, Peugeot still have a car in this field, but not good news for the teammate entry, the number 93. Unfortunate to see that. Looks like gravel, and that is for a BMW off the track. That's Dre in the 15 car. Oh, dear, what happened there? Contact between Mendoza and Dre. Dre is... unfortunately, had some contact there. And that actually allows Mario to move through the field after going off the track earlier in the session. So he's been able to get ahead of the Valkyrie. You hear that beautiful Valkyrie V12. The Cosworth-powered 6.5 liter V12 engine in the back of that 007 Aston Martin. Actually, it's supposed to be the 009. I'm not sure why it's the 007. There's a close battle right here for 8th, though, as Mario Cardozo trying to catch up through the field, but Mendoza trying to get back into it as well. You have some of the best sounding cars on the field as well, the Aston Martin and the Alpine. I love the V6 in the Alpine. I love the V12 in the Aston Martin. But by far, I feel like the Cadillac has the best sound, if I'm being honest. Speaking of Cadillac, where is the second one? I think... Oh, there we go. Osorio, down in 10th. Not the position that he was hoping for, I'm sure, right now. His battle is mainly between him and the Lamborghini. And he's trying to catch up to Mendoza and Mario Pedozzo in the Alpines and Aston Martin just ahead. Meanwhile, Jerome continues to put pressure on the leading Cadillac V-Series R. The number 38 Hertz Team Jota entry, Cadillac Hertz Team Jota entry, that's the official team name, is right ahead. They actually have a lapped Isotta Fraschini car trying to get out of the way, it seems, there of this battle for the overall lead. Frukov is meanwhile has dropped back actually from the field. Meanwhile, the battle for 4th is intensifying. There are 3 cars in this fight: Toyota, Ferrari, and Porsche. It's actually similar cars that are in the fight for the top 3 positions as well. Just the Toyota's been replaced by the Cadillac. Castillo is now just right behind DC in the Porsche, so the Ferrari is chasing through the field. Great to see that we have the second 499P on the grid as well. Nice to see that, of course. I don't know if you can switch to the onboard camera of drivers, but it's not allowing me to do that for some reason. I want to show onboards, but it's not showing right now. I mean, I could do it like this and go... actually, you know what? I'll just remove that real quickly. Not sure how to do that, because I could switch in game, but that would mess up the leaderboard right here. Jerome is as close as ever. This could be a switch for the overall lead. The number 5 Porsche is right behind the 38 Cadillac. This is getting really intense. Let's take a look and see how this goes. Here comes the number 5 Porsche, looking to the outside. No space right there. Very smart from Jerome not to send it. And the Cadillac stays ahead for now here at Imola. This is getting really, really intense. 44 minutes and 13 seconds to go of the 60 minutes of Imola. The battle for first is as intense as ever. Meanwhile, in LMGT3, Yocker continues to lead in the Lexus. Further down the order is that Mercedes that he recently overtook. Nico Perez is meanwhile moved up through the field. What happened to Bonalumi? Bonalumi's retired. How did that happen? That's the second retirement in a row for the Italian racer. Was there contact? Not really sure. Did the game crash? Not really sure what happened to the Porsche, but that is not good news. Meanwhile, we have a pit for the number 94 Peugeot and the number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963. DC has just come out of the pits. Casamarillo in the number 6 Porsche Penske 963 is going to exit the pits, followed by Marcian, who's coming into the pits as well. Marcian's now been passed by the Sottofraschini Tipo 6 LMH Competizione, which has moved into 12th position overall. Let's take a look with another Italian hypercar in the field. There's 3 Italian hypercars: i Sottofraschini's, Lamborghinis, and Ferraris. Well, Ferrari has 2 entries on the field, actually. There's a close fight for 8th right now, as Johnny Luna and Dario Osorio are right next to each other in this battle for what is P8 at the time being. Of course, that will change as the field progresses. Back up to the fight in hypercar. Jerome still in 2nd right now. There's the number 6 car right behind, by the way, but the number 6 has been lapped, and that's only because he came into the pits earlier, so that should cycle around. It's not like F1. For F1 viewers, this is totally different. It's a totally different concept, because you can go a lap down and have no problems, really. Like, you could literally be in the lead of this race come the next few laps. Jerome Lenirand, hopefully I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry about that if I don't. The Porsche right behind. Lenirand in the Porsche will look to overtake the Cadillac maybe in the pits. That's my thought, maybe an undercut strategy. If the number 6 came in, I would think that the number 5 would come in as well quite shortly and try the undercut strategy. 1 second is separating the 2 leaders. Oh, spin for the number 51 Ferrari, the car that was making its way through the field. That is not good news for the 51 car. And now he could be overtaken by the number 36 Alpine of Mario Perdozo. Perdozo is going to go around the outside and take 5th place from the number 51 Ferrari. What happened to Hookie there? So Castillo is down the order. That is not good news for Ferrari in their home race, their only home race in the season. Was there contact with Henry in the number 7 Toyota? I don't know. Henry is actually close to Mikhail Frukov. Frukov. I can't remember how to. I think it's Frukov, but Frukov in third. The gap for between third and first is 22 seconds. 22.8. Henry is 12 seconds to Frukov, so not too far behind in terms of endurance. Meanwhile, back to that battle for what is 5th right now. Castillo trying to make his way through the field in the number 51 Ferrari AF Corsa entry. Also, at Le Mans, we should be seeing a third 499P. That is the number 83 car. Hopefully, we get to see that car in this race. Or at Le Mans, thanks to Zerxity, but we'll see how that goes. Zerxity was going to drive the 51, but I think the 51's now taken, so I believe the 83 car will be up for grabs if he's still willing to drive the Ferrari. I'll have to ask him about that. Over in LMGT3, a little bit of an off-track moment from Mora as he goes wide at Piratello. We've seen that a lot in this this week. This is a very difficult corner. And just for context, guys, I've raced at Imola in the past season. I've raced at this track just in general, like did some laps and stuff like that. I usually do that before doing commentary anyway, just to kind of see like what the grid is like. And it is really difficult. This track is really difficult, actually, especially that corner that Mora just went off at, Piratella. That corner is so hard to get right. You have to, like, commit to the angle. Mora's going to have to make room for that number 11 Isotta Fraschini car, though, as the Isotta comes past. There's actually a battle for 5th right now, as Adrian in the 54 Ferrari is going to be trying to make his way through into 5th and get Ferrari into the top 5 and in the fight. Last time in the WEC, the Ferrari was in the fight. Back to the top in Hypercar, and Ponset continues to lead by 2.7 seconds to Jerome Leninrad in the number 5 Porsche Penske 963, followed by Mikhail Frukov in third, and then we have Henry in the number 7 Toyota, that beautiful GT1 inspired livery. That's the TS020 that competed in 1998, not the 1999 livery. I would pull up a graphic if I had it right now, but I don't. The number 7 car has that beautiful red and white livery going on, and that is the style, or to remember the GT1. It's reminiscent to what we saw in 1998 with the 3 GT1 entries, the 27, the 28, and the 29. Unfortunately, horrible event for Toyota in 1998 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, when the 27 was the only car that finished. The 28 and 29 both had issues. I think crashes for both entries, actually, in 1998 for those two cars. The 27 was the only entry that finished in that race. And then, of course, the race after, it was a complete disaster as well for Toyota, with all 3 of their cars, the 1, the 2, and the 3, all having issues and all being in contention for the win. The 1 had mechanical issues, the 2 crashed, the 3, I think, had like a tire puncture within the final couple of laps. I think the 3 ended up finishing 2nd, I believe it was, but it wasn't the win. Unfortunate that that happened, of course. We have a nice battle here for P7 in LMGT3 between 3 different cars. We have Polson, who's currently leading the field. It's an American battle with a British car right behind as well, as you can see in the back round there. Polson in the first of the Proton competition Mustang GT3s is in 7th, followed by Chavez in the number 81 TF Sport Corvette. We haven't talked a lot about Corvette in this this race. They have a very competitive team. I know that Maxilin, who was competing at Qatar, isn't here today. I believe that we had another Corvette joining the field, but he wasn't able to make it or something like that. I need to find out what happened. And then, of course, we have Kyle in the number 59, United Autosports McLaren. Unfortunately, Phoenix wasn't able to make the race, but that's okay. So we're expecting the leaders to come into the pit lane soon. 35 minutes still to go, so we're about to reach the halfway mark of this race. Cadillac continues to lead with Ponset, the Italian, in the V Series R. Actually, it says he's French. I thought he was Italian. I thought he was Italian. Because he was racing with Ferrari, and I mean, not... If you're racing Ferrari, that doesn't mean you're automatically Italian, by the way. I'm not assuming that. But I thought he was Italian. Maybe not. Maybe he's French. I can't remember. Anyway, he is racing in the number 38 V Series R entry, trying to get Cadillac their first win of the season, despite Cadillac leading the championship. Actually, this is a good time to mention the drivers and constructor standings in LMU. I know this is something that a lot of people are interested about. I'm just going to grab that real quickly. So, Ponset actually leads the championship with 27 points in Fuji and 18 points in Qatar. Currently leads with 45 points obtained so far. Actually, second goes to a reserve, Mark Santos, in the reserve driver role. He usually competes in the Peugeot, won at Fuji. That's why he has that many amount of points. And then comes Ponset's teammate, Osorio, in the Cadillac. So the top two entries, or the top three entries, are occupied by Cadillac. And that's the same for the constructors as well. 72 points for the American manufacturer, then followed by Peugeot and Porsche with 26 points. For LMGT3, meanwhile, Lexus leads the manufacturer standings with 45 points. Aston Martin is right behind, though. And that's really because of Joker and Nico Perez, their performance in Qatar. And then here in Imola, if Joker's able to win another race, that's going to be huge. And that should, let me see, put him right at the top of the standings. Because right now, he is currently in third in the championship. And that it is Jonas Bergqvist. Bergqvist in the Aston Martin, who's currently in, let's see, what position is he? P4 as of right now, challenging P3. There's actually a very close battle going on here for second, third, and fourth. Got to watch out for Castillo in the Ferrari, that is. Oh, very close. The multi-class racing element is so interesting. This is why we included it for this season, because it is just so cool. We had it for last season, but it was so difficult to get drivers. You know, I think that is what is so interesting about the LMU Championship. Oh, we have a car going wide there. I don't know what car that was, but back to what I was saying. We had such a very, like, I don't even know what to call it. Just a disappointing turn-up, I guess, of drivers. You know, it was a completely different field. This field has been completely revitalized. We have a totally different grid. Many new drivers. We really stepped it up. There's a few returning faces. You know, you got Nico Perez, you got Frukov, you got Jerome, Ponset. You know, some drivers like that came back from seasons before. But this is a completely new field in general, and we're seeing how much of a different field it is. 28 drivers that competed in this event, and that is great to see. They have to watch out for Aston Martin. Nico Perez has moved up to second in LMGT3. Bergqvist in the heart of racing, number 27, Aston Martin, right in the back of Smolka. Let's take a look at this battle here. The Swedish racer trying to make the move on Smolka, our champion from last season. And I'm referring to Smolka because his name is Charles Leclerc, and of course we know that Charles Leclerc is not racing in the Mercedes. I think that would be kind of interesting if he did race in a Mercedes in LMGT3, but of course that's not the case. We know that. That'd be kind of cool. So we should be expecting a few hypercar drivers into the pit lane very soon. Speaking of the hypercar field, Jerome has closed the field, closed the gap as well to first place. I want to take a look at this. There we go. Oh, it's actually much closer than I thought. Jerome right on the back of Ponce. This could be for the lead of the race. Earlier, he wasn't able to make the move. Now he's closed back up. Leningrad, let's see if he can do it. Around the outside, he's got a Corvette right in the way. Oh, and that's just going to hurt his chances. That's multi-class racing, though. That's exactly what it is. That's what you have to manage. Jerome might have been able to pull off that move if it wasn't for that Corvette, but now he's going to have to come back on Ponce. This is getting really intense, guys. I can't imagine what these two are going through right now and what that Corvette racer, Chavez, was going through as well. He's racing, doing his own thing, and then here comes these two feisty beasts of the machines right behind. You got a Porsche and a Cadillac. I mean, imagine being in a GT3 car or something like that and having this V Series R monster V8 engine roaring behind you. And it's like, get out of my way. I'm in the lead. I'm trying to win this race and trying to do something that you could only dream of because I'm in a prototype. It's just a completely different story. And that's what I love multi-class racing, because there are so many things going on. And like in an F1 race, in an F1 championship, you'd never see something like that. And it's kind of like, I use this example a lot. I make YouTube videos online. If you follow me, you probably know by now what I do for endurance racing. But sometimes I make the comparison when talking to people who are solely focused on single-seater racing like F1 and IndyCar, when trying to explain what endurance racing is. When I tell people, like, okay, you've never experienced endurance racing, but think of it like this. You have an F1 race, but think if you also had a Formula 2 car and a Formula 3 car racing on track at the same time, and they're all racing in their own championship. So it's kind of like if F1, F2, and F3 were all racing at once. That's how Le Mans is. That's how Le Mans is with LMGT3, LMP2, and Hypercar. And just imagine that as an F1 fan, from an F1 perspective. Oh, a little bit of contact between second and fifth there in their respective classes. Mora and Jerome. That was super, super close. They might have to take a look and see how that goes. Anyway, what I was saying, though, is that from an F1 perspective, having F1, F2, and F3 cars on track at the same exact time is a nightmare. Well, watch Le Mans or watch Daytona and you'll figure it out. Daytona back in 2023 and below was like that. And it was even more crazy. Same with Sebring, because there were 5 classes out on track. 4 different types of cars. You had hypercars, or GTP as they're known over there. You had LMP2, you had LMP3. You also had the GTD Pro and GTD classes as well. And of course, those are the GT3 entries, the same cars that compete over here. In fact, the Lexus that you see on screen, driven by Yoker, who's currently leading the race by, let's see, pretty substantial margin actually from Nico Perez, 29 seconds. It's actually a Lexus one too. I didn't even realize that. Oh, close battle right here for second. But that Lexus that you're seeing on screen is actually raced many times before the WEC. For WEC fans, I know a lot of people were thinking, oh, brand new car. I've never seen this car in the field. We'll give it a few races and see how it goes. Same thing for the Mercedes, actually. No, you are totally mistaken if you think that, because that Lexus, the car that you see right here, and that Mercedes, which are going side by side, let's catch up what I was saying in just a moment, because we have a close battle here. Smolka versus Nico Perez, a little bit of wheel baiting between the two entries. Here comes Smolka to the inside. No, he's going to back out. And the Mercedes stays right behind. Bergquist as well in the Aston Martin is just 1.8 seconds behind in the Vantage GT3. Watch out for DC. The Porsche is coming through the field as well. So these guys have to watch out for that 963, which is pulling ahead. Leclerc, as he's known here, is right behind, but keep an eye on that Porsche. This could be a crucial moment in this race for the battle for second in LMGT3. DC should be able to get past here, no problems about that. Here comes the Porsche. He's going to go a little bit off the track, actually, to avoid this battle. I would have done the same thing if I'm being honest. Nico Perez doing what he can to defend Lexus's top 2 and get his teammate the win. He's defending the pole-sitting car, but what he's doing as well is also allowing Bergquist to catch up to this action and get in the fight. This is getting really intense now for the battle for second position. Back up at the front in hypercar. The battle for first continues to be close. Under a second. Meanwhile, we have a change going on right now. It's actually, who is that? Where is Frukov pit? Frukov did pit. I didn't mention that earlier. He is a lap behind, but that is because he pit. So he's come out ahead of Casamarillo. This is the battle for third, by the way, viewers. The battle for third is actually getting really intense in hypercar. Watch out for that. Marcian is also really down the order. I'm not sure what happened to him. It's not been the day that Peugeot wanted, but they'll hopefully come back at their home race in France. But speaking of the battle for third, it is very, very, very intense because we have the battle between Frukov and this guy, Henry, in the Toyota, who's just come into the pit lane. This is the battle that I want to focus on. Where is Frukov compared to Henry? Henry should be coming out right behind Frukov, maybe right behind DC. That's Casamarillo, Daniel Casamarillo in the Porsche. And Mario Perdozo. Mario Perdozo is actually in this fight as well. Here comes Henry. There goes Frukov. You can see that Ferrari in the distance, or just passed by there. So Henry is there. Where's the Porsche? Still behind. So Henry comes out in 8th, which will then therefore become 4th, because the battle for third is 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is the battle right now. Oh, no. That's the leader in LMGT3. That's Yocker in the leader. He thankfully still stayed ahead, but he went off track there. 14.1 seconds is now the gap between first and second position. This is really intense. Oh, there goes the McLaren off the track. What happened there with Kyle? Kyle going a little bit wide at the first chicane, Tamburello. He's okay, though. Oh, the Mercedes is off the track as well. That's the third place sitter. Now down to P5. Contact may have been made, unless he just went off track. Mora has now moved into 4th position and 16th overall. So the BMW is now in the fight for a podium. This is a chain of events happening in hypercar. Or sorry, happening in LMGT3. Meanwhile, the second Ferrari's into the pit lane. That is sorry, there's a lot of different names. Calastio. Sorry, Calastio. I didn't read that right. He's been passed by the Lamborghini SC63. Will he be passed by his teammates? No. That's interesting. So, Calastio has come out ahead of his teammate Frukov. Ferrari sit P6 and P7. And Calastio is right in the fight for the win now. Oh, he's got to get out of the way of... Dre's got to get out of the way of this fight, though. There might be a switch between the two Ferraris, though. I can see that. Oh, contact between the two Ferraris! Oh my gosh! Calastio stays ahead. Frukov is going to stay behind. This is not helping their chances. I feel like right now, Frukov's got better pace. I think he's got to get past here. Calastio's got to let him past. They're teammates after all. Watch out, guys. Remember, Ferrari is the goal. You know, Ferrari is the goal. It doesn't matter about the drivers. It matters about Ferrari. That's what they've said for countless and countless decades. Frukov, though, is being held up, and now the gap is 9.8 seconds to Henry. Henry is closing in on this battle. Mario Perdozo is in that fight as well. Watch out for him. Meanwhile, we have the first of the Valkyries into the pit lane. Mendoza pits from third in this race, and will probably come out in P10, if I had to imagine. Maybe P11 if the Isotta Fraschini stays ahead. Fritz takes over third in the number 20 BMW. Then Lamborghini's Johnny Luna, who finished third in the event at Fuji, will be there. Oh, what happened to Calastio? Calastio's out. What happened? Why did he just randomly retire? Did he crash? Why did he just... What was that about? Dario also retired as well. Not a good day for the 311 Cadillac. But what happened to Calastio? Calastio was in the fight for a podium, and he has retired. Was there contact between the two Ferraris? I really hope not. Frukov is now going to have no bother ahead. Okay. Mendoza does come ahead of the Soda Friskini by only 6 seconds, though. You can hear that beautiful Valkyrie in the background there as well. It's great to see. The battle for first continues to be very, very intense. This has been the highlight, I feel, of the race, is first and second in Hypercar, and the battle for second in LMGT3, which continues to rage on. Jerome is close once again to the Cadillac. They have to watch out for this LMGT3 traffic, though. This is going to be very, very intense. And I feel like for Imola viewers... Oh, hold on a second. Oh my goodness. The Porsche is going to stay ahead. This is what matters in endurance racing, is stuff like this. This could really change the outcome of an event. I do feel like we have seen a few incidents today. I want to point that out because I know people have mentioned it in the comments or whatever. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know if this is the track that would be best for multi-class. I feel like this would be a track that's better for, like, one class. I feel like some of the incidents have been caused by issues with multi-class racing. Not to say the multi-class racing has been great, but I do believe it could be something that could be fixed. We have another retirement of the race. It seems Bobby is out in the number 77 Proton Competition Ford. Get some water, 1 second. Okay, 15 minutes left of the 60 minutes of Imola. Still a little bit to go. Not too much. This is where things get really, really close. Fritz has finally come into the pit lane in the number 20 BMW. He will exit, I believe, in P8. Maybe P9. P9. Where is the Isota Fraschini? There it is. Okay, yeah, Fritz should exit ahead of the Isota. The Isota is actually doing quite well. It's moved into P9. Marcus will be getting some points for the Italian team. He's done a great job to get that car back into contention. And the battle now is for P8. 20 seconds, I believe, between these two drivers. So, and cold tires for Fritz as well. So this could play into a very significant battle for P8 right now between Fritz and Marcus. The battle for first continues to be strong. Third place sitter right now, Johnny Luna, is right behind, but he's actually lapped, surprisingly. And that's because he hasn't pit yet. Oh, and the leaders are in. There we go. The leaders are in. So now Johnny Luna has been released. Ponset will continue to hold the lead, I believe. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is the battle that we've been waiting for, and we're going to see how this turns out. Who does it better? It's all about the pit stop. Where is Jerome? Where's the Porsche? The Porsche is behind. The Porsche is behind. So the Cadillac stays ahead. Where is Frukov? Frukov's still in fourth. So yeah, I think the battle for first is just between these two. It really is between these two. So Ponset's actually done a really good job to extend the lead off the Porsche. The gap is now 4 seconds between these two drivers. That is very interesting. The battle for third is going to get intense as well. Henry versus Mikhail Frukov right now. Mario Perdozo is in the fight as well. Same with DC, Casamarillo. This is the battle for fourth. Johnny Luna should be coming into the pit lane very shortly. 12 minutes remain, and the Lamborghini is the next car to come into the pits unless he's gonna extend. So he's gonna come in maybe for a very, very short stop, which should get him ahead of some of his opposition. Very curious to see what Johnny Luna is gonna do here. Meanwhile, over in LMGT3, it has been a perfect race for Lexus. Yocker leads the way, followed by his teammate Nico Perez. What a result for Akotis ASP as it stands right now. Mercedes are in third with Smolka in the number 60 Iron Lynx entry. Then comes Jonas Bergquist. And then we have the Ford. Very good performance from the Ford. The Ford is actually very close to Bergquist, but I think he hasn't hit yet. That's my suspicion. So it's possible Mora could take over P5 away from the Mustang, but we'll see. Oh my goodness, I love that Aston Martin in the background. I hope that you guys can hear that. I can turn up the audio too. It's hard to manage everything. So Jerome is 4.8 seconds back from the Cadillac ahead. This might be Ponset's race to lose at least. We will see how that goes. Let's take a look at only LMGT3 for just a short moment. Johnny Luna has finally come into the pit lane as well, so actually let's switch back to Hypercar. Just for the time being. Johnny Luna, P7 as it stands. So he's going to come up behind DC. Where is Fritz, though? Fritz is coming down the main straight. This is getting close. Johnny Luna's exiting, and Fritz will get ahead, but the battle for P7 is going to be very, very intense. Isoto Freschini's entry is into the pit lane. Marcus is into the pits. So, same with Nico Perez. Nico Perez has come into the pit lane. Same with Yaker as well. Both Lexus cars are into the pits. Poulsen is in third now because Smolka and Bergquist came into the pit. So Poulsen will be coming into the pit lane very shortly from what it seems like. So that's the 88 Mustang GT3. Yaker will continue to hold the lead. What about Nico Perez? It's been a masterclass from both the Lexus entries this race. It's been really, really impressive from both. Mario Perdozo now behind Henry in the Toyota. So Alpine versus Toyota for fourth as it stands. Quick fact, real quickly. Back in 2022, we had a battle between Alpine and Toyota. This time in Monza, though. And the car that ended up winning, an Alpine. The Alpine beat the Toyota, which was very uncommon at the time because the car that was racing was the A480, not this car. The GR010, the car that you see in front of the Alpine, was racing out on track in Monza. But the other car was the A480, the LMP1 machine. Mario's going to try and send it. Oh, my goodness. That was close. And Henry goes a little bit off track as well in the process. So the Alpine stays ahead. Mario Perdozo is up into fourth. That might be a little bit of a penalty, though. I don't know how that worked out, but that does allow the Porsche, the number 6 car, to get in close into this fight. Porsche trying to get a monster result here. Jerome looking for P2, and Daniel looking for P4. We will see how that goes. Moving back to LMGT3. Let's take a look at the LMGT3 field. Mora is in P3 as it stands right now. It's been a very good race for the BMW driver. And this could be a podium for the M4. I said earlier that he was in contention for the podium. He's actually jumped Smolka, who's right behind. This is the battle that we're focusing on right now. I think Lexus might have this, at least for the P1. P2, it could be theirs as well. We had a comment coming in saying that, so sad I missed this race. I believe that's MKB in the number 99 Proton competition portion. That's okay. Hopefully you can come back for Le Mans. We'll have a much bigger grid size. This race, I have to be honest, there has been a few incidents that I have seen out on track, but that's also because multi-class racing doesn't seem to be a really good suit for Imola, at least right now. From what I've seen, I think that it might suit best as an only hypercar race or as an only LMGT3 race for the future. If we do have it in the future, I think we should, but we'll see. I think that Le Mans should suit the grid a lot more, and I think we're going to see a much closer fight. We're going to see a much easier fight. I do want to mention that there's a chance that I might not be commentating Le Mans, and that's because I might be racing instead. I'm hoping that we can get our former commentator back in the session to commentate that event. We'll see if he's available. But yeah, hopefully, we'll see. Let's take a look at the multi-class action. On the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see the top 5 for both categories. Oh, Henry went a little off the track there. What happened to Frukov? Frukov's down the order in 6th now. What happened to him? He's now moved down to 6th, so I missed that. 97 seconds to the leader, 6 seconds to the car ahead, so he has lost a lot of positions. The battle for 3rd is now very intense. Henry versus Mario Perdozo. Perdozo looking for his back-to-back podiums. This could elevate him into a very good position in the championship and Alpine as well. His teammate was Kuban. Kuban is now reserve. We switched him to reserve. The second driver is now Talked Phoenix, who usually competes in Group 2 in Formula 1. He's racing in the 35 Alpine. He wasn't able to make this event, but he should be back for Le Mans. And that'll be great to see. So a new driver for the Alpine crew. We actually did a complete rehaul of the entire grid heading into this race. A lot of the drivers were completely rechanged. We had both Toyotas completely redone. Henry, a new driver. Great to see that he's doing so well in that number 7 car. He is doing just a beautiful job, and I love to see that he's in this race. We also have the number 8 Toyota, who was in this race, but I believe he might be switching to another team later on. We'll see how that works. I need to see how that all kind of pans out. The gap to first and second in LMGT3 has changed a little bit. Joker has actually lost a little bit of time to his teammate, Nico Perez. Nico Perez now 10 seconds behind. Meanwhile, battle for P9 in Hypercar. Marcus versus Mendoza. Let's see how the Isota Fraschini handles the Aston Martin. These cars never have raced on track together in real life, but they are racing on track in LMU, and that's one of the beauties of this game, is that you can race in real life. Here goes the Isota, and the Team 06 has moved ahead of the Aston Martin into P9. That's more points for Isota Fraschini. Mendoza in the 009 Aston Martin is down to P10 now. Actually, let's quickly get the Hypercar field so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is the battle for P9 as it stands right now. Up the road is Fritz. Couple seconds away from Johnny Luna, who's I think he's 41 seconds to Johnny Luna. I think he came into the pit lane or something like that. Meanwhile, battle for P4, Henry versus Daniel. Daniel trying to make the move on Henry. Let's see if he can do it. Not quite yet. Casamarillo versus Garriard. Garriard has got that Ferrari right ahead. Hopefully it doesn't impact him too much. Oh, there's the Porsche as well. Oh my goodness. There's not a lot of... Oh, whoa. Okay, what happened here? The Lexus switch in the lead of the race in LMGT3. Nico Perez has taken the lead in the Akotis ASP entry. What has happened here? Joker is down the order. Is he losing time? Is he lost time to his teammate in order for Nico Perez to grab the win? What has happened here? Did Joker go off track? These two battling for P1 as it stands. Nico Perez has won before in LMU. He's our host today. He has won before in LMU in the Le Mans Ultimate Championship in the 155 Spirit of Race Ferrari. But there's a switch gonna happen here. Be careful, guys. Joker retakes the lead in the number 87 car. Nico trying to come back at him. Remember, you are teammates. Nico versus Joker in the final moments of this race in Imola. 2 minutes to go. They are side by side for the race lead. It's Lexus versus Lexus in this fight for the win. And they have to remember that Mora is only 13 seconds behind as well. The BMW is in a position to take a win if these two mess up in any way. Nico Perez regains the lead in the 78 Lexus. The 87 of Joker will stay right behind. The Dutch racer takes the lead. The Swiss racer right behind. Nico Perez is in the lead of this race with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. This is getting really intense. Remember, guys, you are teammates. So if you hear this stream, be very, 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 very careful. Casamarillo versus the Toyota ahead. Casamarillo in that Porsche. 4/10 of a second, but goes a little bit wide. He's actually going to lose time, and he's now down to second to the Toyota, the GR010 ahead. That's the Le Mans hypercar from the Japanese constructor Toyota. This is the battle for fourth. This has actually released Mario Perdozo to get into third. Let's catch back with the LMGT3 field, while these guys have been fighting, Mora has closed the gap to 11.7 seconds. He is closing fast. This is really intense, guys. The LMGT3 field is one of the most competitive fields I've seen in league racing in LMU. Yocker versus Nico Perez. What will they do? This is the final lap of the race for Lexus. The final lap of the race, and who is going to win it? Which Lexus driver is going to take the trophy in the Le Mans Ultimate 60 Minutes of Imola in 2025? Yocker right behind Nico Perez. Yocker's been leading this race, but Nico Perez is in the lead and might be taking this. Let's see if the Lexus will go down the inside into turn 1. He takes the lead. Yocker into the lead, but he goes wide into the gravel. Nico Perez will therefore take back the lead of this race. This is incredible. This is shocking, intense, and absolutely out of this world stuff. Yocker tried everything he can. I think they're racing. I think they're genuinely racing here to take the crown. Mora has closed the fight to 10.7 seconds. The BMW M4 is still in this fight for the win. Meanwhile, what a performance from Ponset in the V Series R, the number 38 Cadillac. He hasn't won yet. He scored second place at Qatar. He's going to finally win and extend the championship for Cadillac. Ponset extends his championship lead and wins the 60 Minutes of Imola in LMU. What a performance there for the V Series R entry. Jerome is going to finish in second, 1.3 seconds. It's been a very close fight. Mario Perdozo will be third. But we have to take a look at this battle. Nico Perez versus Yocker, the two Lexus entries. Will Yocker try anything into the turn 17 and 18? Here he comes. 2 corners to go in the 60 Minutes of Imola. Will Yocker go for it? No, he stays behind. Nico Perez. What a performance from him in this 60 Minutes of Imola event. He won at Le Mans. He's going to lead away a Lexus 1-2 and win here in Imola. It's a photo finish almost to the line in this event. Nico Perez wins. The Dutch racer is on top for a CODIS ASP. Lexus take a 1-2 with Mora securing a very, very exciting P3 finish in a close fight. He got the gap down to 7 seconds. Wow, what a fight. Nico Perez wins in LMGT3. Ponset wins in Hypercar. What a performance from everybody here today. It has been a very intense 60 minutes of Imola. And I hope to see you all back for the 2 hour and I think it's 40 minutes of Le Mans. So the big race is going to be in 2 weeks' time. That'll give us some time to kind of reorganize a few things as well from what we've seen today and throughout the season so far. But wow, what a race. What a comeback race for this event. Great to see. What a performance from everybody in this event. There is our finishers in the Hypercar field. What a performance from everybody. Ponset leads away a 1/10 of a second to Jerome. So the Cadillac wins. Oh wait, no, that's practice. My bad. Wait, where's the race? Oh my goodness. They don't have the race? Why is there's no race? Are you kidding me? Session results. Hypercar, practice 1 and qualifying 1. Where is the race results? They don't have those? Apparently they don't have the race results, but I don't know what is going on. Let's take a look at LMG2. No, that's qualifying. Why is there no... Maybe it has to finish out or something? I don't know. But everybody's in the pits. So we'll post the full results on Instagram and Discord and all the social media channels that we can find. But I'm not really sure why they aren't showing me the option to pick the results. Where is that? Come on. Maybe now I can see it? No, I don't know. Anyway, that's it, guys, for this event. very, very impressive stuff from everybody in the Le Mans Ultimate Championship in Imola. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. We have a break week. This gives us some time to kind of fix around a few things, kind of reorganize ahead of the very, very exciting big event at Le Mans, our third edition of that race. Thank you all so much for joining me throughout this event. It's been a pleasure to commentate as always. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed this series. We're going to keep this going. Of course, we've had so many people that have been interested in LMU, and I think it's showing, 28 full-time drivers, or sorry, 28 drivers that just showed up for this event, and that number is only going to be bigger for Le Mans. We love that. Thank you so much. Thank you to all our supporters. Thank you to everybody who raced, and yeah, we will see you in the next one. By the way, later today, tune in for the big event in Qatar in the Formula 1 Championship, the Group 1 race, streamed by Vacant, of course. I'll be back commentating next week in Group 1 on Saturday, because I don't have this, of course. But for LMU, we're signing off for now. Take a break, take a breather, relax, and get prepared for a very exciting event at the 24 Hours of Le Mans Circuit, the Circuit de la Sarthe.